You ain't got no problem, Jules. I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in there and chill them niggas out. And wait for the wolf who should be coming directly.
You sending the wolf?
No, you feel better, mother?
Shit, nigga. That's all you had to say.
I've always been amazed at the introduction of Harvey Keitel's character, Winston Wolfe. In a few seconds, using a few simple words, Wolfe instantly switches the tone of the film. His arrival is like a reset button. The tension simmers down, the chaos is contained, and suddenly, the unfixable feels solvable. Tarantino crafts Wolfe's introduction with such precision that every element, from costume to dialogue to demeanor, silently demands our respect before Wolfe even utters his now famous line.
I'm Winston Wolfe. I solve problems.
First, I want to explore his visual authority. See, Wolfe's appearance is striking because it contrasts so sharply with everything we've seen up to this point. Vincent and Jules are drenched in blood, Jimmy is on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and the situation feels like it's spiraling fast. Then Winston arrives, dressed impeccably, in a tailored tuxedo. Not business casual, not thrown together street clothes, but a black tie ensemble as if he's headed to a gala instead of a crime scene. And I don't think that this is accidental. It's a visual shorthand. Wolfe is the consummate professional. His appearance tells us that he operates on a different level than the others, that chaos never touches him personally. He represents order, clean, sharp, unflappable. And in a world ruled by appearances and perceptions, especially in Pulp Fiction, looking like you're in control often means you are in control. But we all know that appearance alone is not enough to command respect. Wolfe's professional demeanor completes the picture. From the moment he steps onto the scene, he radiates a calm, collected energy. He does not shout, he does not panic, he does not even rush, even though time is very much against them. Instead, he moves with purpose, economical, efficient. His body language is restrained, his tone is measured.
Which would make you Vincent. Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. If I was informed correctly, the clock is ticking. Is that right, Jimmy?
100%.
Your wife, Bonnie, comes home at 9:30 in the a.m. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
I was led to believe if she comes home and finds us here, she wouldn't appreciate it none too much.
You wanted that.
All right, that gives us 40 minutes to get the out of Dodge. Which, if you do what I say, when I say it, should be plenty. Now, you got a corpse in a car, minus a head in a garage. Take me to it.
There's an old saying, never let them see you sweat, and Winston is the embodiment of that philosophy. His serenity under pressure forces everyone around him to recalibrate their own energy. Instead of accelerating into greater panic, the room settles. It is as if Wolfe brings an invisible order with him, like gravity. Another crucial factor is Wolfe's efficiency and directness. He does not waste time on exposition, moral judgment, or second-guessing. He states the facts, he lays out the plan, and he expects compliance. There's an almost military sharpness to the way he operates. Not cold, but calculated. Every sentence Wolfe speaks is purposeful. There's no rambling, no filler, no theatrics. This directness is not just about speed, it is about clarity. In moments of crisis, clarity is leadership. When Wolfe talks, you listen, not because he demands it, but because the clarity of his communication leaves no room for ambiguity. You want to listen because following his lead is the fastest route out of danger. Nowhere is this more apparent than in how other characters defer to him. Vincent and Jules are not easily cowed men. They're hitmen, violent, street smart, and used to taking charge. Yet, the moment Wolfe arrives, they instinctively step back and let him lead. This deference speaks volumes. In fiction, as in real life, the most powerful individuals rarely need to assert their dominance overtly. True power is recognized, not imposed. By having characters we already know as competent and tough immediately respect Wolfe, Tarantino tells the audience everything we need to know without a heavy-handed explanation. And it's not just respect based on fear or reputation. It is rooted in Wolfe's problem-solving focus. Unlike Vincent and Jules, who argue and point fingers when things go wrong, Wolfe never wastes time assigning blame. He operates purely in the realm of solutions. This mindset is pivotal. It shifts the dynamic from emotional chaos to practical action, where others might spiral into, how could this happen? Or whose fault is this? Harvey Keitel's character is already thinking 2 steps ahead. How do we fix it? How much time do we have? What resources can we mobilize? By prioritizing action over recrimination, Wolfe not only expedites the resolution, but earns the team's unwavering trust. He shows that, in a crisis, what matters is not who's responsible, it is who's effective. Wolfe's communication style also reveals a lot about his tactical intelligence. He does not just give orders, he thinks about how he delivers them. He gauges the room, understands who he's talking to, and adjusts his tone accordingly. He does not belittle Vincent or Jules. He treats them like capable operatives who just needs direction. His instructions are detailed but never condescending. This balance, being authoritative without being demeaning, is an art form. It allows him to maintain control without breeding resentment or friction. Wolfe understands that respect is not just about being obeyed, it is about being trusted. And at the heart of it all is Wolfe's unshakable calm. It is more than just keeping a straight face. It is an emotional discipline that radiates outward. His calmness acts as a stabilizing force, grounding everyone around him. In psychological terms, he's regulating the collective emotional states of the room. Anxiety, panic, doubt. All these emotions can be contagious, but so can calm. By embodying composure so thoroughly, Wolfe enables the others to think clearly, act quickly, and suppress their fear. In a way, he becomes the center of gravity in the scene, pulling everyone into his orbit. But Wolfe is not just a clinical fixer, he's also a man of subtle charm and good manners. Despite the severity of the situation, he maintains a baseline of politeness. He calls Vincent and Jules gentlemen. He thanks Jimmy for his coffee and his cooperation. These small acts of courtesy are not just social niceties, they are strategic. They preserve dignity. They make collaboration possible, even in the midst of unpleasant tasks. Winston's politeness is a reminder that professionalism does not require cruelty. You can be firm and courteous at the same time. In fact, true authority often flows from that combination. All of this is reinforced by the fact that Wolfe's reputation precedes him. Long before he appears on screen, Jules speaks of him with something approaching reverence. The way his name is dropped into conversation immediately shifts the tone. In the world of Pulp Fiction, names carry weight, and the Wolf carries the weight of a legend. By the time Wolfe appears, the audience is already primed to view him as the best of the best. A narrative setup that Tarantino masterfully uses to make his brief appearance feel iconic. Finally, there's Wolfe's time sensitivity. From the moment he arrives, he's constantly aware of the ticking clock. Yet he balances urgency with calm. He never lets time pressure undermine his clarity or professionalism. Instead, he treats it as just another factor to manage, like cleaning up blood or disposing of a body. This relationship to time, urgent but unhurried, reflects true mastery, and I absolutely love it. Amateurs panic when the clock runs out. Professionals adapt. Wolfe does not need to tell us he's a professional. Every second he is on screen proves it. In the end, Winston Wolfe does not just fix messes, he becomes a kind of aspirational figure, the calm in the storm, the fixer of the unfixable, the man who remains unshaken when everything else is falling apart. And maybe that's why, despite his limited screen time, Wolfe is one of the most beloved characters in Pulp Fiction, because in a world of noise, violence, and chaos, the man who stays calm, focused, and respectful will always command our deepest respect.